Welcome back to the Cheap Shot Music Podcast. We're sorry. We're sorry we've been away so long. I've grown a whole fucking beard.
We're not sorry. You're.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry for getting COVID.
And
people.
Casey for going to fucking Florida.
Disney.
We're just pieces of shit. But we're pieces of shit that love to entertain you. So let's talk about the news.
Let's do it.
All right, Casey, what's happening in music today?
We've got a few things going on. So Kanye, or Ye, is in the headlines again. The artist formerly known as Kanye, I guess.
It's very respectful.
It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what to call him.
It just doesn't matter.
Can I just? Yeah, okay. Anyway, so he's in the headlines. So he's claiming he's threatening to drop out of Coachella, right?
Threatening.
The big festival, the music festival. And the reason is because he wants Billie Eilish to apologize to Travis Scott.
Okay.
So Travis Scott did the Astroworld thing with Astroworld tragedy, I guess we could call it at this point.
It's a tragedy.
Because several people died. And
including children, just saying.
And the problem is that Travis Scott decided he insisted on continuing the show even though people were dying.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I didn't notice.
Yeah, he didn't notice. Sure.
I didn't see it.
So, but Billie Eilish recently, she was doing a show and she stopped her show because people were struggling breathing and someone has breathing issues. And she's like, I'm not going to start the show up again until you're okay. So
wink,
Kanye,
wink.
yeah, right. Kanye heard this and thought of it as a blow to Travis Scott, like sort of a diss. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like, first of all, how do you get that? How do you put that together? I mean, I get that, it's fresh in our heads, the Travis Scott thing, but she stopped her show because someone was in danger.
Yeah, she was setting an example for other artists. So, Casey, what did Ye say?
Oh, God. So he tweeted out, and let me mind you, it's in all caps and no punctuation.
Okay.
So, so this might not make sense as I read it. I'm going to just, make some implications here.
Sure.
Come on, Billy. We love you. Please apologize to Trav and to the families of the people who lost their lives. I'm guessing there's a period there. No one intended this to happen. Trav didn't have any idea. Sorry, it's just
that's how incoherent this is.
Of what was happening when he was on stage and very hurt by what happened. And yes, Trav will be with me at Coachella, but now I need Billy to apologize before I perform. So clearly a threat there that he's not going to perform unless she apologizes. Absolutely ridiculous. But what do you think, Jack?
Great job, Kanye. You made it about you again.
He literally
he's professional.
Did. That's what he's doing.
He's so professional at making shit about him. Always is, and he's never failed at that. So I got to give him credit for consistency, right?
I mean, right.
But this is so weird because the thought process is you did something good and stopped your show
correct
for your fans.
Yes.
So you're implying that Travis Scott was wrong in the tragedy. Well, he was wrong in the tragedy.
Yeah.
So does Billy have to apologize for that too?
Yeah, because someone did something bad. She did something good that was the opposite of what that bad person did. Therefore, she has to apologize to that person.
It's like, what?
Yeah, okay, so that's Kanye logic there. Okay, reasoning.
All right,
we'll just go with that.
That's Olympic level mental gymnastics.
It's losing me.
It really is. It really is. So,
but what's really grabbing my attention is the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
The Super Bowl.
Man, I'm like super excited for the Super Bowl this year. First of all, we've had such incredible football the last few weekends.
Dude.
with the playoffs were just insane this year, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're an NFL fan, man,
bad defense.
You were gifted a lot of great games. And so, but even more exciting is that for the Super Bowl this year, obviously we've mentioned before, we've got all the just G-Funk all-stars of Southern California that are going to be doing a halftime show, and a couple others, like Eminem from Detroit and some East Coasters too. But because the Super Bowl's in LA, in SoFi, which is the $5 billion stadium that they built, it's just like it's this huge homage to LA. So if you're a fan of LA, which I am, I go there quite often, man, you're in for a treat, right?
Yeah, it's really
So tell us about the lineup here. Who do we got?
Yes, we got Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre. Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
Right. Cool.
50 Cent's rumored.
Mm-hmm.
And Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. And I mean Eminem too. Who cares?
Okay, so and and we talked about this before the show, but I wanted to so they're gonna do California Love. They have to, right? They have to play that song.
But
That's
how are they gonna do
who's
it?
gonna do the Tupac verse? I wonder. Are they gonna do a hologram?
Yeah, I really want them to do talking about Coachella again.
Yeah, dude, full on EDM rave with like giant
yeah.
hologram, and we're all doing acid together.
Yeah.
Okay, or
There was actually Coachella where Tupac's hologram was. They did a performance with his hologram.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Oh yeah, they've been doing
It
that
was
for a while
really
now.
good.
Yeah,
it
they
was
do that.
cool.
good too.
They did a Michael Jackson one I saw where he was moonwalking on the stage like as a hologram. Dude, they've done some crazy hologram stuff. So they might do that, or one of the all stars might do the verse. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm looking forward to that. So Super Bowl. By the time you viewers hear this, actually, the Super Bowl will have already been aired. So,
Yes. Yep.
We'll talk more about it after next week, right?
Absolutely.
See, kind of
Absolutely.
wrap it up, and then finally, the Grammy Awards have been moved officially to a new date. We know they were postponed last time we mentioned this, but they're now officially moved to April 3rd from 8 p.m. I'm guessing that's Eastern and 7 Central.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, it's in Crypto Arena. Crypto.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Arena.
Crypto. You know what that one is, Jack?
Is that like the Clippers and the Lakers place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
okay.
is.
Yeah, so-
used to be Staples.
Staples. It used to be. Yeah.
Staples Center's a better name.
I wish it was the Office, center. You get it? Office Max.
Staples. Yeah. Gotcha. So we're gonna do a mock Grammys before that, right?
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks, we are going to do that.
Okay.
Be ready for our hot takes.
Yeah.
ready.
I'm excited, man. That's gonna be a fun one. We've got some great categories to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Looking forward to it. It'll hopefully be a genuine Grammys this year, filled with genuine artists. And speaking of genuine, maybe let's get into some generic or genuine.
Let's do it.
Generic or genuine? All right, viewers, you know what it is. We're still going through the Rolling Stones shit list. Not hit list. It's a shit list.
500 greatest shits of all time?
Yeah, absolutely. Casey, why don't you start with the biggest one?
Okay. I will. So where we left off, we are at number 69. Wow, there's a lot of
That's a fun little
this
number,
is a fun
isn't
little
it?
spot we're in. We're at number 69 on the 500 greatest songs of all time, according to Rolling Stone and their biased pieces of crap writers.
Yes.
And the first one we have here is Taylor Swift's All Too Well. What do we think?
Generic.
Generic. It's the 2012 version.
Tell me why.
Yes.
Tell me why it's generic, though.
So that's the answer right there. It's the 2012 version. It's the one with a bunch of different writers on it, a bunch of people getting in the way of Taylor Swift's creative process. Yeah. When she doesn't need that shit,
No.
Fact.
get it out of here. Okay? Let Taylor write her own songs,
Okay.
damn it.
I'm with you there. Generic all the way. Although the newest version, I actually, that new album that she put out, great. Totally
100%.
genuine.
Incredible.
So. Okay.
It's, yeah, made for
Number 68, we have Chic, Good Times. Good Times. These are the good disco.
Which it's a perfectly genuine song, okay? But why it's even more incredible is because the bass line was taken and used in Rapper's Delight.
Yes.
Yes.
And Grandmaster Flash, I think, used it in Wheels of Steel, another song, another
That's
hip hop
great.
artist. So, yeah, it was sampled by a hip hop artist, early hip hop artists.
Yeah, so it was the end of disco and then was the beginning foundation of rap music.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I think it's way too like low, high, whatever. It's too close. It's too much praise, really, right? Like 68.
Yeah, it's too high on the
Come
list.
on, get out. It shouldn't be in the hot top 100. This disco.
I mean, it could be 77. I'd be fine with that because
Yeah.
we've seen some really bad ones so far.
Yeah, I'd probably put it closer to 500 actually myself. But
Are you both genuine on this one?
I'm gonna say the song itself is genuine. Where it's located on the list is total BS.
I see. I feel like I might have a dissenting opinion on this one because, like, this is around the time where disco was like super popular, right?
It was like right at the peak, pretty much.
And I was watching the Bee Gees documentary, and they were explaining how like disco during this time just got weird because everything was disco, like Donald
Yeah.
Duck disco.
Disco Duck.
It was
Disco Duck was the song.
so bad. Like people dressed up in duck costumes
Yeah.
dancing to disco.
Oh man, the jumpsuits they used to wear and the platform shoes and
Terrible. You ruined a great genre of music. So I wonder if this doesn't tend a little bit towards generic, just because everyone was trying to be disco back then. You know what I'm saying?
Literally a year after this came out, basically disco died.
The day that disco died.
It just
yeah,
it went down in flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me. It's okay. Let's move on. Okay.
For sure.
Number 67, Bob Dylan's "Tangled Up in Blue." Another gem. I don't know about where it's located on the list. I would probably put it more like in the hundreds or 200s something, but
well, it depends on how influential you think Bob Dylan is.
I mean, he's extremely influential on, just folk music in general and poetry in music and like political statements in music,
For sure. So is that a factor for you when you're judging the placement of these songs on the list? Like,
that is definitely a factor, like what its influence on music was and culture. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think this particular song maybe had as much influence as some of his other ones, right?
So what would be one example?
"Blowing in the Wind."
Yeah, okay.
And I guarantee that one's lower on the list.
And "Blowing in the Wind" was actually higher. I think we did that one already.
Yeah.
It was like number 90 or something like that.
Hannah, can you look that up for us, please?
Yeah, I can.
So I believe we talked about that one. So like this song's more praised, or So when we say lower on the list, I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
Lower meaning worse, or lower meaning closer to one?
Higher in number.
Closer to one.
Closer to one. Okay, good.
Lower.
I just want to be clear about that.
Higher in number and lower in number.
Gotcha.
I don't do
Sweet.
numbers, people.
Because lower is in my Shane for it or whatever. Yeah,
But
okay.
all right, let's get into number 66.
It
Simon
is.
and Garfunkel, "Bridge Over Troubled Water."
Man, this is a legendary classic song for me.
It's
One of
a
my
legendary
all-time.
group,
Yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel. And for me, like, as long as they don't have any other songs on the list, this is fine.
Yeah, I think that this is one of my favorite ones by them. Absolutely, I think it's a
Yeah.
very important song. I completely genuine.
Yeah, I can go
100%.
genuine on this easily.
Yeah, because of the artist, too, just
Yep.
like Bob Dylan.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, 65. Earth, Wind, and Fire, "September."
Da-ba-da-da-da-da.
It's,
That horn riff is so great at the beginning.
it's great.
Classic.
This song, if you don't dance to this when it comes on, or if you're not bobbing your head, there's something wrong with you.
Well, you just don't like things.
You just don't like life.
You don't like
things
anything.
You know, like-
and fun things. So I'm actually cool with it being where it is on the list, and it's absolutely genuine to me.
it's
Yeah.
great. It could even be lower,
Good.
honestly.
Lower in a good way.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get
number.
to this next one, number 64. So it's the Ramones. The Ramones, classic punk rock band.
Blitzkrieg
Bop. Now, the Ramones are not the most musically gifted individuals ever. I mean, every song kind of sounds the same.
Sure.
It's all 1, 2, 3,
100%.
go, and like,
Yeah.
and like, it is what it is. But this is the band that put punk rock
On the map.
on the map.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
And so when we talk about, like you mentioned, like, do we think about those things that make them influential regardless of the quality of their music? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Did they make a mark in history? And I think they absolutely did with this. So I think it's genuine.
Yeah.
And this is one of their biggest like hits too.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really,
I think
don't
the other
know
one
what-
was "I Want to Be Sedated" was another big one too.
For sure.
Yeah. Well,
Justin,
hey ho,
yeah,
let's go, right? No, it's just like, it's a genuine song, okay. But at 64,
Yeah, I could see
Just-
that position on it.
I feel like they just wanted to slap a punk rock song in there, like an
They
early
did.
punk rock song, just
we
to be
haven't
like,
gone over many.
Okay, but what about this frame? So what if the framing is we want to have the punk rock song of all punk rock songs on our list somewhere
in the top 100.
and it's got to make a splash,
Yeah.
right? If you're going to pick the most influential punk song of all time, I think I would go with either this one or "I Want to Be Sedated."
I almost agree with you. But it's not my. I don't know. There's a lot to say about this.
Yeah,
This is-
it's true.
I agree with you in so many ways too, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about 64. I'm
like-
just whatever.
But it's a genuine song.
Definitely.
yeah.
Moving on.
The
Fair.
next one is easy.
So Dolly Parton,
easy.
Jolene. First of all, you just say Dolly Parton, and it's a yes for me,
Sure.
regardless.
Sure.
Genuine.
Well, yeah, just like Simon and just like Bob Dylan. It's like, yes.
I want to get a Dolly Parton T-shirt for the show, like one of these times, because she's
That'd be
just like
great.
she's like a hero of mine. And so the song is Jolene, and it's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely genuine, totally deserving of the 63 spot, I think too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely top 100.
I
Genuine.
think this has been like a perfect placement and a perfect song. This one right here.
This is one of those, yeah.
Like, it's like absolutely great.
Of the shit list, this is probably the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Moving on, number 62, we have the band U2 with the song One.
Speaking of shit list.
One Love.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about with Simon and Garfunkel. If there's more U2 songs,
Lower on the list.
like at 50, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this being here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also honestly not okay with Jolene being behind it.
I know, that's always in context. Sometimes you're just like, it's right after this.
Yeah, even September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like,
So here's the thing. Like, U2 is probably deserving of at least one spot, maybe in the top 100.
yes, correct.
And if this is that song, I actually think that's not a good choice because I think they have better songs than this one.
Likewise.
So I'm kind of with you on that, but I still think this song is a genuine song.
I could go with that.
U2's kind of bland
I'll
for me
lean that
sometimes.
way.
Some of their songs are so kind of bland, generic, right? But
But the Edge did kind of like innovate on guitar with all those delays.
of course
and
you would
stuff.
say that,
Like,
yeah.
But it's true, okay? Strings!
Where's your pedals, dude?
They're in my bag. Actually,
The
this time.
Edge.
No, I do agree. He's a great guitarist. Let's move on.
Yep.
Number 61, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven.
This would have been the one, like 5 years ago, this was in the number one spot.
It was number one every time,
Until they decided to make it more of a clickbait article and bring
That's
in
what
like
they literally said. We don't want to have Stairway to Heaven at number one anymore. So you're going to put it at 61?
that's a big jump.
What? Yeah, Get Your Freak On is
Number
totally
8.
way better than this song. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
This?
Yeah, dude.
If we switched this song and Get Your Freak On, or Hey by Outkast,
So
come on.
do we think this is a genuine song?
Yeah.
Regardless of placement.
For me, but
Placement sucks.
Casey, I've heard that you don't like.
I don't love this song.
song?
I've never loved. I don't hate it. I've just never been like so like amazed by it, like so many other people are.
Here's a question that's a tangent, but
Yeah.
it's relevant. Do you like Highway to Hell by AC/DC?
Oh, yeah.
More than this song?
Whew. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got something here.
Yes.
We got which one he likes.
Yep. Yep.
I just feel like I like this song.
It's just yeah.
Yeah. I like this song
I
a
like
lot,
that song
but
too.
damn it, I've listened to it like 30 million times,
Yeah.
as has every
Okay.
other classic rock person.
Okay.
But the classic rock people, they just keep going.
Yeah.
They don't stop.
Yeah.
It's always classic
Yeah.
rock.
Classic rock.
I actually just got into this song last January when I went to Florida. Like it's the first time I like got into. I've heard it before,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I haven't like listened to it before, so I'm like only a year into like actually listening to it.
Yeah.
That's a
part of
cool
my
experience.
playlist.
Yeah.
That's a cool experience because when you're at that
Yeah.
point in listening to any song where it's still early in your like listening or
Yeah.
or it just hasn't been around as
fresh.
long. Yeah.
But this song is like it's one of the best songs I've ever heard. Like
I could put it up there for sure. I just won't be listening to it anytime soon.
I just wish it was at like 20.
Yeah.
Like it was
So
fine.
then we have the very controversial pick at number 60. They have
Don't even say controversial. This is just straight up stupid.
This is a really stupid pick, but whatever. It's Kate Bush with "Running Up That Hill" from 1985. Now, we listened to this song. I actually didn't know it, honestly. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of 80s songs. I didn't know this one.
That's crazy to me.
It's part of a couple movies I've seen, but I can't like say which movie it was. I knew the melody right away. Like I can hum it like if I'm listening to it, but
Yeah.
it's just
It's a really boring song, I thought. I don't know how it can be in front of any of the songs behind it on this list.
even the Ramones.
Yeah.
Like
I think there's nothing really.
That
I don't know
song.
what's catchy about this song personally. There's nothing that pulls me in. It's just kind of bland and boring. So I'm actually going to say this is absolutely generic. And
I'm with you.
In addition
Yes,
to hating
generic.
where it is on the list.
Well, see, okay, this is like one of those representation picks. Like, we just want representation for people. And I think this misrepresents women in pop during the 80s.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. Because You know what was happening during this time? Madonna. Think with your brain.
Yeah, can you just give me the 5th best Madonna song?
Yeah.
Like, I know Madonna's on this list, and we haven't talked about her yet, but
Kate Bush.
The 20th worst Madonna song.
Yes.
Would be just as good to go in this
Give
spot.
us a Mary J. Blige song. Come on.
There's so many others. So, okay. I think we're all in agreement on this one. I think we're pretty much all on the same page with the entire list this week in general.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Except for my dissenting opinion, but yeah.
Yeah. And we've, Stairway to Heaven is always one of those songs that gets people talking. So it's always a good one. So
61 though. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Some we like, some we don't like, some we adore. Maybe we talk for that we adore.
Let's do it.
Okay.
For that we adore.
All right, Casey, what do you have for us for That We Adore today?
For that we adore today.
Adore.
Today I have, so we're actually, before I get into that, we're doing like a metal theme this week, like a kind of a metal pop, right?
No.
all right,
Popular metal.
so-
Popular metal.
Popular metal.
Yet, we are going to do pop metal. But I looked up pop metal on Spotify. Do not do this. It's bad.
Rabbit hole.
It's metal covers of popular pop songs. It's bad.
Yeah.
So I really got into this in the last couple weeks.
Yes.
We are doing popular metal for our For That We Adore list.
Just to be clear, it's metal songs that were very popular. They were like on the top 40 radio, sort of airplay.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter anything else. Like, because there's other like subgenres and
Glam metal or hair metal,
Right.
which we will get into with Hannah's, and then we'll get more into it in the aftermath.
But specifically metal songs that were popular.
Yes.
So the song that I've chosen for this category this week for That We Adore is System of a Down's Chop Suey. Let's check it out.
All right.
Create another flavor, you wanted to. Grab a brush and put a little makeup, you wanted to. I discussed the fade away the shake up, you wanted to. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table, you wanted to. Well, I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die.
Wonderful.
Right?
I love this song, dude.
Yeah, man. Even if you don't like metal, this is a great song. It's got so many cool, interesting, contrasting like sections. It's got all the like things that like metal fans I think kind of like. It's got the upbeat kind of thrasher stuff, and then it's got like these like very melodic halftime feel right there, and these beautiful vocals, man. Like that's what really stands out for me with this group and this song. Is the lead singing, like his voice is so distinct and unique.
Yeah, Serge Tankian.
Yes, Serge Tankian, and like the vocal harmonies they do.
So good.
There's so many things I love about this song. I love it, and I always listen to it from beginning to end. It's not a song that like I get a little bit into it and then I move on. It's like I take the time. So man,
his scream is great too. Like I love his scream.
I mean like
so good. It's not like your traditional like super raspy like.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I think about. Like some like metal singers. It's amazing to me how they can be so have this beautiful melodic voice and then just scream.
Absolutely.
And then have it not bleed your ears.
Yeah, and it's just so bad for your voice to do that. Like,
unless you have good technique.
They build it up over time. They build up that like stamina and that technique, and it's impressive. So Serge, man, he's awesome.
Yeah, it's so complicated too, like the history of their band. Like I'm looking at Wikipedia right now, and there's literally like a graph with like 7 different colors, and then a gap in the between, and then another 7 colors. They all like kind of switched roles actually. Like so, the Serge Tankian dude, he was what was he? He played keyboards in their band at one point, and was mainly and then did rhythm guitar at some point too.
They're all very gifted musicians, man.
Yeah, so
super talented. So. Since we're on the pop metal, Jack, what have you got for us?
Well, I've got the song Before I Forget by Slipknot.
Oh, cool. Let's check it out.
For sure.
Go!
It's the best intro of any metal song I've ever heard in my life. It's my favorite.
It's the
just
best. The best intro ever.
Yes, it is. 'Cause
Really?
It's super quiet. It's super
Yeah.
quiet. And then it's loud.
Yeah, I actually no man. I was like thinking about that too. When I first heard this, I was like, is this just really low in the mix or something? Like what's going on? And then also boom, there it is. You
Yeah.
know, like
It's like hard pan to the right too, and
Yeah.
it's like really quiet, and then it just opens up, and it's so intense.
I mean,
That's what I love about
that's
it.
Slipknot, man. Like they are a true heavy metal. I mean, they're. But the Joey Jordison snare drum, that's just the one thing that always sticks out to me whenever I hear Slipknot, because it's a signature snare drum as a drum geek.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just such a good drummer, man, and his sound is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this song literally makes you feel like you're like doing something dangerous.
Or
Like
that you're gonna
Yeah.
like just like take a giant spear and just like run into battle, and like
Yeah.
stab someone in the
It
throat.
does-
and then-
Exactly, dangerous. Like
Yeah.
my life is going to be on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if I
it's
like
intense.
that.
It's aggressive. It's right. It's intense. It's aggressive. It's fantastic musicianship and detail and everything, and it's thoughtful music. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
people brush off metal as just like, oh, it's just a bunch of meatheads just
Oh, no,
blasting
not at
their
all.
guitars up. No,
No, it's
these guys are
always-
sophisticated.
It's like super doomsday kind of like, why don't you get your shit together kind
Yeah.
of lyrics, And I think why I love this song is because I love the spectrum of emotions that music can give you. And that's why I listen to all different types of music, because there's different musics for different times.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're meant to chill out and hang out with your friends. So maybe you listen to rap during that time. Maybe you listen to some lo-fi. Maybe you want to rock out because you're wearing fishnets and you have a cutoff t-shirt.
And platform shoes and
That too. Or maybe you just need beautiful music from Stevie Wonder. That's
Right.
Or
Right.
you're angry as shit and this is your song.
it's the beauty of especially the internet. We have access to music for every mood right now, and
Absolutely.
Slipknot definitely fulfills one of those moods at some point.
So taking a less angry turn, how about we go to Justin?
Okay.
Yeah, best beginnings. Yeah, best beginnings of metal.
Yeah.
Best openings. Okay,
What?
so
What?
well, yeah.
What?
Well,
Well,
Tell 'em.
okay. So
Tell 'em.
I'm gonna go over my thought process about this because we'll get really complicated. But I was thinking of "Sabotage" by Beastie Boys because it's pop metal, but it's rap metal. So it's like, whoa, well, now we're getting choppy water. And it's like, well, why don't I do a Motley Crue song? Well, I haven't listened to Motley Crue for a very long time. Ever since Dirt, I've been on them, but that's a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the popular metal song that I've listened to my whole life. And it's my mom's choice as well. It's One by Metallica.
Yes.
let's check it out. Yeah. So maybe I am wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I see where you're coming from, but it's like this song has been played a lot of times too, though. But tell us why you like it.
I mean, do I really need... So, okay, the ambiance of it, okay? There's space. There's such a simple drum with that kick. That kick is just
Pounding through the mix,
pounding.
man.
And then you have this it's a simple guitar riff.
Yep.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
simple,
On this section of the song.
Fairly, yeah.
Okay, it's
for
fairly
now.
simple.
Yeah, for now.
but it's so nice. And then it gets into the song,
Yeah.
and it does these... They're triplets or
Six tuplets,
Six
yeah.
tuplets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just crazy.
The
just
exact opposite of this
technical.
section, right?
Yes,
Like,
the
yeah, like-
complete opposite of this section. So yes, based on your fact earlier, it's like super quiet in the beginning and then just ramps
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
all crazy. Like it's awesome.
It does have a slower ramp up, I would say, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just definitely slower and it's more thought out. And I would say like this song is
Yeah.
super meaningful
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's like Michael Jackson's Earth song. It's like it builds and builds and builds and builds and into this crazy just performance.
And so like obviously this like the sample we just heard is the more mellow aspect of this song. And then it gets into the and it's like freaking machine perfect, you know, like precision.
Yeah.
And that bass drum is just pounding you in the head.
Right. But all right,
So
we
good.
talked about popular metal, like
And
metal.
Metallica
Like,
is
this
like
is metal over here.
I agree.
for me,
And then-
Metallica is the pop metal band.
It is.
You know, like
popular, not pop.
popular.
Yes, because we're gonna get in some glam metal with Hannah's pick. All right, let's go.
Yeah. My pick for this four that we adore is "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
High on speed.
Are you, Casey? Are you gonna do the thing?
Yeah.
Are you
The
gonna,
Office, for those
Are
of
you
you
gonna
Office
do the
fans,
thing?
where Dwight's in the back seat and he puts the song on before the sales pitch.
Just leave the keys in the car.
He goes, "Oh, yeah!" He's punching the back of the seat, man. It's so great.
Yeah, he's in the back seat. He's not in the passenger
Yeah, no.
seat when there's two people in the car. Okay.
See, that's the thing now. I can't hear this song without thinking of that. But Hannah, let's get to you, Hannah.
Oh
Video
yeah,
games.
I like it for more than The Office.
Yeah, right.
So the wailing, distorted guitar in the beginning,
Yeah.
gets you right away.
Yeah.
Then the driving drums, and then I love the vocals of Motley
Yes.
Crue. You know, they're like screechy,
Vince Neil.
but they're like, it scratches the part of your brain. You
Does definitely, and
Yeah.
I love that syncopation. That dun, 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 on the end of 4. Every time it gets me, man. I'm just
know. And then the breakdown is like the bridge or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. Ugh. Yes, so good. And you know, I'm not a huge fan of metal, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that this is my pick. You know, it's
This-
like mild metal. I don't know.
This is like more
Yeah.
catchy metal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like it's definitely more in the pop catchy, like I guess accessible
Hair metal. It is
hair
Yeah,
hair
yeah, yeah, yeah.
metal.
Because like Guns N' Roses could be in this discussion too, right?
Totally.
Like
Or Poison. You know.
Poison,
or
Yeah.
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Motley Crue. I
Yeah.
mean, great.
Love 'em.
Perfect.
And this is my favorite Motley Crue song. So
Oh, me
good
too.
choice.
In so
Oh,
many
yeah.
different video games, it's a classic.
Yeah.
But okay, so this is pop metal.
Yes.
Popular metal.
Popular.
Not just popular metal. Motley Crue is glam metal, pop metal.
Oh, there's so many subgenres,
Sure.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
sure.
there's the subgenres.
So many.
Yeah.
So the basic fact, what I'm trying to get at, is what the heck is pop music
Yep.
in general?
Yeah.
Right.
This is a good discussion for the aftermath.
Yes, let's get into it. So all right, Casey, what the, beep, heck,
Beep.
beep is pop music?
Man, I think about this too much, far too much in my life. I spend too much of my lifetime. I've actually brought it up in my classes for my college students, music students.
So all right, I want to bring it to a point, okay?
Yeah, so-
like a point of we're gonna get here,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go back and explain it.
Okay.
So I've heard that Michael Jackson is the king of pop music. Okay,
he is labeled the king of pop music,
right? Labeled that way as such,
just like Elvis is labeled the king of rock and roll.
but he's considered pop as well. So what
So,
the?
okay, here's the thing. Here's the dichotomy here.
Yeah.
You have popular music, which is, to me, music that just sold well, was played on the radio a lot, had a lot of acclaim,
Call me
regardless of
maybe.
genre. Regardless of genre, right? It's music that just was commercially successful, financially, fiscally successful, right?
Yeah.
That's what popular music to me is. But pop, like the term P-O-P, the letters P-O-P, that term has taken on a different mantra in like the last 50 years, right? And that has become like kind of like genre based, right? Like, so it's like when someone says, oh, that sounds like pop music. Well, what do you mean? Like, does it sound like Lady Gaga? Does it sound like Elvis? Because Elvis was popular.
Right. Yeah.
So like when it's just like go to Spotify, you see pop. And I get it. It's a mix of genres. And I think it's kind of an evolving thing. Like where what might be considered pop music in the 40s, 50s, 60s might be, it's different nowadays. But you're not going to see music that's sold better. Say like Elvis sold more records than Lady Gaga. You're not seeing Elvis in the pop. You know what I mean? So this is why it's always like confusing to me, like that there's a genre that's called pop that has, or that's taken on a genre like style. So like today, if someone says it sounds like pop, to me it's like synth dance music, EDM kind of synth based,
super diatonic
harmony, catchy melody or harmony.
Yep. Yeah, like on Spotify right now, if you look at Pop Hits 2022, it's The Weeknd, it's Justin Bieber, it's Glass Animals, Post Malone.
Right. But Foo Fighters are on there, and they sound totally different than those groups.
Right. And they could be considered popular, but would you call them pop? No. Why?
I don't know anyone that would call Foo Fighters pop music.
So I think I got this. Okay. So I looked at all of these different artists, like Prince, for example.
Yep.
He's considered pop, hip hop, rap.
Yeah.
Those are the two main ones. I mean,
he's also
those
R&B.
are literally the two main ones that pop up.
He's funk, he's R&B,
There's
soul.
some idiot that wrote that.
Yeah, he's funk, he's R&B,
the main
he's soul.
ones.
He actually hit so many genres throughout his career.
Yeah, so
most of them.
The other ones that really is the new wave funk R&B. And then we have other people. This is a perfect example.
Okay.
It is Britney Spears. Okay. She's pop because she has dance, electronica, and R&B. So to me, what pop is having an R&B blues, nice voice, these instruments in a dance up-tempo way.
But what instruments?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But what about,
it doesn't matter.
What about ballads, though, that are considered pop? Like Shallow by Lady Gaga. That was
Oh, yeah.
Pop?
That's considered pop.
You know, so like that's like it does it have to be danceable, like there's all these
because
questions.
Ed Sheeran is pop music.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of slow ones too.
And then a lot of Taylor Swift's slow music is 100% pop music too.
Right.
But that gets into more of a folk.
Yeah, a folky aspect of pop. It's just there's nothing consistent
At all.
genre-wise about pop. There's nothing consistent about genre.
Bingo.
Yeah, because even with like, oh, you're taking R&B and mixing dance with it, that's the best example, but that example doesn't happen all the time.
It's not ubiquitous.
Yeah.
You know, I think I tend to agree. Like it's so vague. It changes. It's evolving.
Yeah.
But like the fact that these companies like Spotify, people that play music, the radios, this is pop radio. You know, and and it's always the specific genre. But like I said, there's all this nuance to it. There's no perfect formula for what pop music is. Whereas rock and roll, there's all these formulaic elements to what we know is rock and roll. I mean, there's subgenres.
You know what's so funny about that? I just looked up what was the term pop music, like, or pop just used for music. It was in the 1950s to describe rock and roll.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like it's evolved. I get that. But in the 50s, were they calling it pop music?
Yeah, they called rock music pop music.
Because that's poppin'.
Or popular.
Yeah.
So today, is it not pop and is it bop music?
No, that's bebop.
That's
Is it bop music?
Bop is bebop.
You
No.
get it?
I'm shutting that one down. Boo,
Bop
shut
is the
that one down.
mid-40s, straight
Come
up.
on, son.
That's a Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker.
Look,
So I get it. I don't think there's an answer. Is that? Can we agree with that?
No.
There's not really.
There is an answer.
There
and here
is.
is
a
the
dictionary
answer.
definition.
There is
answer?
a dictionary
in the
definition.
in the dictionary of Jack.
Okay.
All right, mature.
The dictionary of Jack.
In the dictionary of Jack, pop music is music that is accessible at the time it is released. Accessible to all people, meaning like
and commercially successful.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be an aspect of it because accessibility. When I mean accessibility in that sense, I mean it in the sense of how many people will consume this.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Right.
So it as a consequence, yes, monetary gains are
Like
a part
commercial
of-
success makes it popular.
Absolutely.
But then as a genre pop,
There's no genre about it. It's not even about genre. It's
Right.
about whether that music will sell a lot.
And I agree.
Yeah.
But the problem is people are trying to make it a genre, a specific genre.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
explain it in 3 words.
Okay.
Ever-changing popular music.
Okay, we'll go with that.
That's what it is.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with genre, though. We can all agree with that, right?
Absolutely. It has nothing to do with genre.
Nothing to do with it.
So thank you. That
'Cause
makes
it's
me feel better.
Yeah. It's the easiest way to sell it though. If you want to take like a whole monetary return on investment, blah blah blah, I wear a suit view.
Yeah.
You could just go, what is the thing that gets you the most money? Well, it's probably being the most general or whatever that you can generally sell to the most people. What's
Yeah.
the most general way to describe music? Call it pop. That's the most sellable music.
Yeah.
So it's people who sit in corporate offices. Those are the ones defining that term of popular music and selling it. You know,
So, okay, I got a question.
sure.
Why don't they just call it alternative?
Yeah, that's another one.
That's got a whole like, genre
Yeah.
of itself from the 90s. And,
That's a whole nother
that's
thing.
a whole nother thing.
That's
so,
a rabbit hole for another day, I would say.
well, let's leave it at that. Okay, let's leave it at what was the definition that we came up with that you had?
Ever-changing popular music.
Beautiful. It's vague enough to satisfy me. It's not genre based.
And it's
The
all
only-
about money.
The only specific thing is that it's music.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
So.
great.
So this has been the Cheap Shot Music Podcast.
Download or stream this episode wherever you get your podcasts.
Please leave a like and or a comment on our social medias. It's greatly appreciated.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.